Welcome to Upgrade. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and today we're going to bring a Surface laptop. We're going to open it up and we're going to compare it with other machines, well, with another machine similar to it. So let's go ahead and start the conversation about if you're going to buy this or not. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to open the box, open the actual system, but we are going to open the box and see what you get when you purchase this. So stick around. Off the bat, first of all, it tells you it's included with Windows Pro. This is the Pro version that we got. So let's go ahead and open it up. And in the back, there's a specifics what's included in this system. So right now, we are going to get 512 gigs of hard drive, M.2 hard drive, of course. We are going to get 16 gigs, and it's a Core, it's an i7 processor, 8th generation. So if you guys know what processor you currently have, it's a new one, it's the latest one. Right now they have different versions, of course, of the Intels. There's the i9, there is a Xeon chip, there's if you have another option, they do sell AMD, but it's not with these machines. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, what you get. So let's go ahead and unlock piece of resistance. So I'm gonna put this down on the floor. I'm gonna open it up. You get the laptop itself. It's pretty light. You get the power adapter. That's pretty much it. Just the power adapter, and it comes nice and neat. A little book, power adapter, and nothing else. That's all you get. Nothing else. So let's go ahead and open it up. So let's unravel this sucker. We got all the vents right here. If you guys see them, they're really thin. I mean, this machine is super thin. This is the power where it plugs in. There is one USB on one side and one mini display port, and then the audio jack. That's all you get. Fingerprints, you're gonna leave them on. Let's open it up. See what you get. Oh, now, beautiful little computer. It's very fragile. It looks very fragile. That's because it is. This is not a very durable machine. Let me bring the camera a little bit further out. This machine is not a very durable machine. You drop it once or twice, you might shatter the glass. It's very fragile. Keyboards are freaking really good. They're a little loud if you guys can hear them. This is a cloth. The touchpad is really sensitive, really to the touch. Keyboards feel like they're really good keyboards. I mean, it's just, you could click on this. It's for typing away. Really thin machine. I love the whole setup of this. The monitor itself, it's like really super centimeters thin. I like this machine. So, recommendation. I've been using this machine for quite a while. This is another one I just opened up right now. I like it so far, but like I said, I already scratched it a couple things. I got it scratched on the usage I've been using it. Fingerprints, you're always gonna have this material that soaks up human oil. How thin it is! It's thinner than the old version of it. The Microsoft is really getting along with their laptops. I'm considering ordering these machines, but unfortunately, these are not made. They're not very rugged. They're made for business traveling. Short trips that you take. Battery wise, they're really good with the battery. They last 3 or 4 hours, depending on the usage. The keyboard also lights up. I forgot to mention that. The keyboard turns on the light. This cloth material gets dirty, especially on this part when you start putting your palms in here. Your palms start eating some of the material out, and you'll see palm imprints in here. So one thing I didn't like about it is just like the oils in your hand, anything that you have, you're dirty or something, it's gonna stay on this cloth. Not easy to clean because it's like velvet. Pretty much, it's like suede kind of thing. You move it around and it starts eating up, and next thing you know, it's plastic. And plastic looks like this after a while. After many usage, you'll see it. It's gonna look something like this kind of material or similar color to this. But that's the only thing I don't like about the cloth part of it. They have different colors on the Microsoft Surface laptop. So we're gonna compare with another laptop similar to it. So my comparison is an Apple Book. It's bigger than this laptop. So this is an Apple Book. I'm gonna put it here side by side. We're gonna put this sucker right over it to see how thin it is and compare it to an Apple Book. So the Apple Book, it's a lot bigger. The Apple Book Pro is a lot bigger. It's heavier for traveling purposes. You know, people move it around with this. It just, there's too much to carry around. Now the size of this machine is particularly, you can see it, it's really smaller compared to it. We're talking about probably an inch and maybe an inch, and this is 2 inches around here, and really light compared to the Apple. Even though that this is aluminum and this is aluminum, it's really compared, like the materials inside are probably one single motherboard, that single the only heaviest thing is probably that you get is probably just the glass itself, you know. And of course this is scratch resistance, but like I said, these glasses are very fragile. In fact, when you purchase a machine like this, they do not include the glass as warranty. So if you break this, because it is a touchscreen, it's not a cover on the warranty. It's covered under the warranty of the 90 to 30 days purchase that you purchase it from. See your manufacturer for more information. But after that, after you buy like a gold edition of protective services or something like that, it's not worth it because it's still not covered. So everything else is internal, externals, except for the glass. Now compared to this, the thickness of these machines, we're gonna put them side by side so you guys can see it. The thickness of the machine. The thickest part is probably just the back of the laptop, but the thinnest part is the front. Compared to a MacBook, it is super thinner. It's almost as the same size as the Mac from the back. But if I flip it over, the Mac is actually a lot larger. If you guys see it there. So the back end, where all the heat is distributed, all the fans are, that's probably the thickest part of this laptop. Other than that, you know, see how I have a smudge in here, and it's hard to get rid of the smudges after a while. You need to clean it up, but that's one thing I didn't like about this. These two machines get a lot of like fingerprints and stuff like that, so it's one of the things I didn't like about these laptops. But overall, this laptop is super awesome. If you have any questions or any comments, I could always give you guys any kind of advice that you guys want on here. Now, the only bad thing about it, I wish they had more of the display ports, a mini display port and another USB. This is 3.1 USB on here. Other than that, the only bad thing, I wish they had more of the actual USBs and like I said, something else, but unfortunately, these are not NIC compatible. They do sell a USB connection that you can make a NIC card, a NIC wire connect to it, a Cat5 connect to it. They do sell that feature. Now, these are wireless. In the first edition I used to buy, I bought, the wireless failed, and after that I couldn't use the wireless. I had to actually plug it in, and it was out of warranty. But now they set up this thing where you could actually even purchase built-in Verizon cards, you know, built-in AT&T cards. You know, you could do other things. So not just your local wireless, but you could actually get an actual a wireless from one of these vendors that are out there. So your call if you want to buy it. But this is a really nice little machine. I love it. It's really light. I'll put all the specs so you guys can take a look at them. And it's made by Microsoft. They have different colors: rose gold, silver, and black. And I believe there's some other color coming out. But my 2 cents on this machine is, like, I will purchase it, but the price is a little expensive, you know. Depends on what you add to it. This one has 16 gigs, 512 gigs of space, of course, you know, M.2 built in. If you go lower model, you know, you can upgrade these things. So in order to upgrade these machines, you have to remove the glass, and you have to remove some of the components. Actually, on this machine, you don't have to remove the glass. On the older Surface, you do. This components is hard to actually take apart, and if you do, you might void some of the warranty. And some of the features, some of the screws are located hidden in here. You need to remove the actual sensitive part. It's very fragile when you try to remove this stuff. You might break some components, so I don't recommend anybody open these things up. It's really difficult to upgrade these laptops. Once they're in there, they don't want you to touch. They want you to buy a new one. That's pretty much what they want you to do. So I kind of like to take ownership of laptops. I want to be able to upgrade them, set them up, and fix them up, and make sure in the future they could run a little bit better, even add additional hard drive. But unfortunately, you can't do these on these machines. They make them, they seal tight really good that you might mess up something by taking it apart. So my recommendation is, like, if you're gonna want something like this, this is what you're gonna get. And then make sure if you're gonna add the memory, get the significant enough memory that you're gonna require. For graphic wise, 16 gigs is pretty good. The built-in video card, it's not the greatest. It's an Intel video card. You're not going to get a super workhorse. It's not made for gaming or anything. It's only made for business. If you're going to be traveling, surfing the internet, Excel spreadsheets, Word, Outlook, everything works really good on this, but that's about it. So other than that, wish I had more ports. Wish I had more things I could talk about this, but very simple. Love it. It's a Microsoft Surface laptop. If you have any questions or any comments, hit me up. I'm your host, Frank the Tank, and we are out.